welcome to episode 333 of Good Luck High Five.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's about people who play Magic the Gathering. That's about people who play Magic.
Yeah, we're going to profile
people who play Magic the Gathering.
every single person who's ever played Magic in this show today.
We give them one sentence. Not even 1 second.
One word.
We could, a word. I think that this podcast would still go on
for years.
Can someone tell us how long a podcast would be if we said one word for each person who plays the game of Magic?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would be a very long time. Anyways, if you play the game of Magic, this is for you. Whether you're playing some modern with this sweet new modern format with Modern Horizons happening and mixing things up. And maybe if you're playing some Singleton over on Arena right now for your sweet promos. Maybe you're getting competitive with your standard decks up in those ranked places. Wow. I'm tired.
Ranked places.
Up in those ranked places. I'm very tired today. But anyways, point is, if you're any of those, cool.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Megan.
And on today's show, we talked about a little bit just then. We're going to talk about Modern Horizons. So there's a bunch of ways you can play with Modern Horizons. Of course, you can play sealed, you can play draft, you can play on Magic Online, you can play in your local game store. Yeah. And coming up this weekend is Grand Prix DC, which is Modern Horizons Limited.
Where you could play Modern Horizons Limited.
And also see various monuments.
Yes. Some big ones.
Or a museum.
Yeah, several big ones.
Everything's just large.
Some important documents.
That's true.
Small ones.
Small. Very small.
Or reasonably sized.
I mean, the Constitution is about the size that you would imagine a Constitution would be.
How big is it? Like, how big do you imagine a Constitution to be?
Oh, if I was to think about a Constitution?
Yeah, I imagine like a scroll, and it's not.
It's not a scroll. I also imagine a scroll. Kind of disappointing.
Anyways, you can be kind of disappointed
by the Constitution and
Aren't
play
we
Magic. Oh gosh, I was so disappointed. I unplugged my headphones. But yeah,
well, everyone, this
show is off to a running start.
Exactly, it really is.
But yeah, you can play it in all those places, and because of that, we're going to let you know a little bit of tips about how to draft it and how we think about sealed and the various archetypes, just in case you're going to play it. But we're not going to focus on that only because I know a lot of people aren't interested in playing Modern Horizons Limited.
But we are going to look at all of the new modern decks that are hitting the scene. One in particular, since Modern Horizons has become legal in Modern, there's some shakeups.
Oh, there are already some shakeups.
Yes,
and we're not done seeing shakeups. That's my take. Because
I like that take.
Coming up, Mythic Championship number 4 in July is going to be Modern Horizons Modern.
Yes.
And Limited.
Wow. Very cool.
In Barcelona. And so the pros are going to be brewing some spicy brews for us probably.
I hope so.
Around these cards. But, I mean, the question is now arising, like, is one of these brews too spicy?
Is it too good? Well, we'll talk about all that and more. And hopefully bring you from some Flavor Text Theater.
Yes, because I did win a Modern Horizons pack or 2 or more at my pre-release this past weekend. So we get to crack it and have some fun.
Very exciting. I won nothing from the state of Rhode Island except a great time.
What Megan's saying is she was not at the pre-release.
Exactly, because I was in the state of Rhode Island, which was fantastic, but did not involve Modern Horizons booster packs.
No. It involved improv.
It did involve improv.
Really cool stuff. Well, all right, before we get to any of that, big thank you to the state of Rhode Island.
Yes.
You're so cute.
For being one of our sponsors of the show. I wish. It's not. It's definitely not.
State of Rhode Island, give us a call. We're interested.
If you want us to talk about your state, how great it is, because I would. I like it.
I don't think the podcast has ever been sponsored by a state before.
I really want that to happen.
I think that would be really great.
If you are associated with any state's tourism or travel bureau, give us a call.
But also, thank you to everybody who supports us on patreon.com/GLHF Magic. Thank you so much for being a patron of the show. Last week we said it, if this is something that you would be sad if it didn't exist anymore, you should probably put yourself into the category of being somebody who helps support the show and in fact keep it on live on Patreon.
Yes.
You can do it for like $5 a month. You can do it for even less than that. It doesn't matter. Whatever dollar amount you want to give means you're a patron of the show, getting access to our Discord channel and other sweet benefits that come with being a patron. Not only supporting the things that you love and the creators who create content that you're like, hey, that makes my life better. So if that's you, please consider supporting patreon.com/GLHF Magic.
And a big thank you to our sponsor, Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/GLHF. They have more tokens now. You can still get a Meghan and Maria token in your order, which is great.
You can also get a sticker, Good Luck High Five sticker in your order if you say that you want one. They've got a sweet Modern Horizons deal that's still going on right now. So check that out at cardkingdom.com/GLHF. We do a box opening with them every month too on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/goodluckhighfive.
You can check it out this month, which was War of the Spark, obviously. And then we did Half Box Sealed, where we battled each other with some wild decks.
Yeah. And by the way, somebody commented on our video of our battle and they're like, you call this video Half Box Sealed, but you should really call it Pool Party. And I was like, you're right. You're so right.
Okay, well, from now on,
it's a pool party.
It is a pool party. Fantastic. Good job, them.
Yeah, and so we played some sweet games, and if you go watch the video and let us know your favorite moment, you'll be put into a drawing for the 2 decks that we played, which have some pretty good cards in them. Just saying. Modern Horizons.
That's right. Maria, you were at the pre-release.
I sure was.
How was it?
It was a lot of fun. I'm going to kick things off, and we're going to talk about Limited here real quick before we get into Modern. I played Sealed. I built Red Blue Spells, which is an archetype in Modern Horizons, and my deck was terrible. It was so bad, everybody. But I don't think it was necessarily my fault. I think maybe if I was a pro player, I could have sat there for about 30 more minutes and figured out some weird 5-color deck to build, because the Red Blue Spells archetype was just not supported in my deck, but it was by far the most colors that I had, so I built it.
That's legit.
Sometimes that's what you've got to do. And but then I decided to run it back and draft at the store, and that was really fun because draft in this format seems really awesome. And why? Because there's archetypes that are, pretty set in stone, and you can do lots of fun things, but you can also kind of bend and break the rules thanks to all the changelings that are out there to help you out. And I think that's kind of one of the reasons that I had trouble in Sealed was because these archetypes are so strong, if you don't have the cards that support that archetype that you have the most of in your deck, or you kind of have a weird balance, like more creatures and spells in red-blue or something like that, or not enough ninjas if you're playing blue-black, then you kind of struggle. But in draft, you shouldn't have that problem because that's how draft works.
You can get into your archetype and draft it.
So I drafted blue-green snow, which is so fun because it's snow. And I think I was this is interesting, the only snow drafter at the table, but the person immediately to my right was also in blue-green.
Interesting.
And she drafted a fine blue-green deck. I drafted a blue-green deck, but I was drafting snow. She wasn't drafting snow. And so I got the hookup. I had all these cards that, if you're not in snow, are pretty terrible, right? Yeah. They're just not good. Like I'm holding Conifer Worm here, which is a 4/4 for 5, which is exactly what Conifer Worm would be almost in your snow deck. You would get +1/+1 because you can play 3 and a green. It gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of snow permanents you control as trample. Wow. So in a snow heavy deck, this card is very good. Yeah. In a non-snow heavy deck, this card is just like whatever, right? Yeah. And you also get the benefit in snow of being able to draft the lands and actually have them be super relevant.
Beautiful.
Look how pretty. This is Snow Forest.
Full art snow lands.
I also played off-color snow permanents, snow lands in this deck, just to up the snow count.
Spicy.
This was a suggestion from Sam Islandfelt. He was like, you know what, you should play your off-color snow basics. And I was like, you know what, I probably should. Wow. If I'm going all in on snow, would I play a colorless snow land is really the question. And the answer was, yeah, I would. Saddled Rhyme Stay gets to be a 4/4 all the time, and it's a snow elk. Rhyme Tender is really important in snow because you can untap other snow permanents. It's just a little 2/2, but it's also a snow permanent itself. And Chiller Pillar. Yeah,
Chiller Pillar.
It's just a cold little caterpillar, but it's so good because it turns into a 5/5 flyer if you could pay 4 snow.
Jeez.
Which talk about being hard to deal with, and it's just a 3/3 for 4, which is already just like pretty good. Yeah. In this format. Something spicy I tried with this snow deck, by the way, is I drafted 3 Iceberg Cancrix, which is the 0/4 crab that mills your opponent for 2 every time you play a snow permanent, because I wanted to see if I could mill anybody out. I almost milled somebody out, but they had to use the removal on my 2 0/4s so that I didn't mill them out. So I guess I'm going to call that a win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also they're just snow creatures, which was super important in my deck for a special reason that I'm going to show you right now. Merit Lage's Slumber.
Jeez, tell us about this card.
This card is 1 in a blue for a legendary snow enchantment. Whenever it or another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you get to scry 1. So not only does it do the dumb thing that it does, but you just get a nice scry off it every so often.
The dumb thing that it does.
Speaking of the dumb thing that it does, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more snow permanents, sacrifice Merit Lage's Slumber. If you do, create Large Marge, a legendary 2020 black avatar creature token with flying and indestructible. And I was like, this is my pack 2, pick 1. I was like, should I do this? This is so stupid. I started laughing at the table like, this is just dumb. I should just take, a Man of War or something like that. No. This was correct because, in fact, I did make Merit Lage with no problem almost whatsoever in my first match. So this card is great. It's definitely a build around, and it pays off because it's not like an enchantment that does nothing. It takes up and it helps you find your snow permanents. So even late in the game, it good.
Makes your opponent scaredy pants.
Yeah, and they're super scaredy pants of this, and they should. And they should be. And they should be.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had a lot of fun drafting snow. And like I said, you just get the benefit of drafting the snow lands too, which, you get to play more of your picks if you draft lands, right? And so you get the added benefit of just having that be relevant in your draft, where in a lot of archetypes having snow lands is not relevant. So I think that snow gets a little bonus, a little secret bonus there in draft that other things don't get.
Frostwalla.
Oh, Frostwalla is so great. Becomes a 4/4 attacker for 3. Really cute. Also, there's so many cute cards in this format. Oh, we have to name our cutest card and grossest card.
Oh, that's right.
I promised somebody on the internet because we didn't get to in the Judge Rob show because we were so busy talking about rules. Oh, Abominable Tree Folk. That card's
so busy talking about
stupid.
Rules. Trample. 2 green, blue. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of snow permanents you control. When it enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that ices something down very snow centric.
Yeah.
And I had the snow owl that blinks a creature, so you just blink Tree Folk, ice something down again.
Cute.
It's very mean. Very mean. But so snow is green blue, and it was a super fun archetype to draft. Other ones you might want to be on the lookout for if you're playing draft at home or at your local game store, wherever. Blue black is ninjas.
Yeah.
And
don't get got by a ninjutsu.
Oh, you will get got by ninjutsu if you're not careful.
You will get got.
I'm telling you that right now. There is a 1/1 unblockable in black. So that's going to help you ninjutsu out all of your 6/3 ninjas, the one I'm thinking of right now. I can't remember the name, but it comes in and hits you for 6. Like, that's a beating out of almost nowhere.
Yeah.
So that's super fun. The other archetype that I've really enjoyed drafting is blue-white blink, white-blue blink. And so you're basically drafting cards that give you value for blinking your own creatures, which, like I just mentioned, Man of War, blinking that feels very stupid.
Has anyone ever called it Man of War and not Man of War? Because you just called it Man of War.
Did I?
Yes.
Man of War.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say it sounds, you're only adding one letter, but it sounds way weirder when you do that.
Man of War.
Yeah.
Man of War. It's like o'clock. That's weird. We still say it. Of the clock.
Of what? Is that what o'clock means?
Yeah, of the clock.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It's 3 of the clock?
Yeah.
All right. That is weird.
I was just thinking about that the other day. I'm like, that's a bizarre thing that we still say.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird when you think about it, but we just say o'clock.
Yeah.
Man of the War.
Man of War. Anyways.
Is what it's been shortened to.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a whole bunch of things like creatures that give you bonuses when they enter the battlefield. Man of War to blink, to lock things down, etc., etc. It's a super fun deck and it can be really powerful. So white, blue, blink is an archetype I've also had fun with. Moving on, white-black tribal is an archetype, which you want, which means you want to have shapeshifters essentially, and there are a lot of shapeshifters in this set. That's another thing to be aware of. Like, if you think, oh, they only have 1 goblin or something, check their battlefield again.
Watch out, maybe they have more.
Yeah, because it's going to be really relevant. That's something I learned.
Changelings.
Yeah, sorry.
Or the changeling is the creature will be in their name, and then shapeshifter is in their type.
Right, exactly. So beware, they're running around everywhere. They can be goblins, they can be literal anything, they can be ninjas.
Yeah.
So watch out. Watch out. Graveshifter is it.
I didn't know that was a card. That's great.
Oh yeah.
I love that a lot.
Excellent.
Even the
callback.
art that calls back. Oh
yeah.
Very cool.
I have not had a chance to draft this, but I have definitely been gotten because I didn't pay attention to the creature type on the battlefield. So
watch out.
Watch out. Those changelings are out there spooking you. Green-white is kind of a tokens theme, and they have a lot of ETB effects.
Like Good Fortune Unicorn. This is
so
the one
beautiful.
green white for a 2/2 unicorn. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature.
Yes, I had an opponent play Good Fortune Unicorn against
Aw,
me.
cute.
In draft, and let's just talk about how good this card is, because they were using it in conjunction with Mother Bear, which is a 2/2 for 2, because of course she's a bear. But when she dies and goes to the graveyard, you can pay 5 to get 2 cubs back, 2 2/2s essentially.
Yeah.
And then with Good Fortune Unicorn, just kidding, you get 2 3/3s back from the
Jeez.
graveyard. So like, overall, I will point out that this set is just very, very powerful. So basically all of the cards can be good, and all of the cards can be really good. So think about your average set. How good would a 2/2 that you can pay 5 and get 2 2/2s back from the graveyard be? Like pretty high.
Yeah.
And in this set, it's just like, oh yeah, that's your average. That's your average case scenario. So yeah, green, white, entering the battlefield to token creators, that kind of thing. Blue, black, ninjutsu, we talked about. Red, white, slivers.
Ooh.
Yes, if you're somebody who likes slivers.
Sliver friends.
Here they are in red and white.
Lava Belly Sliver. Cloud Shredder Sliver.
Oh, I love that sliver.
Yeah.
And a lot of these will have a little one-off mechanic on them, like a lot of cards do in Modern Horizons. Like Enduring Sliver is a 2/2 that is Outlast for 2. Remember Outlast? You can pay 2 to put a counter on it.
Wow.
Tap and put a counter on it, I should say. But
Yeah. Gosh,
slivers.
Outlast.
I know. It's
That
like,
is-
that's something else about this set.
Such a throwback.
It's a cool throwback, right? Because that's the only stinking card in this set with Outlast on it, right?
Yeah.
And it's just so fun to see,
Although it gives all the other slivers Outlast.
Yes, that's true.
So.
So like, oh, that's fun. I remember Outlast. That's cool. And I had this experience happen to me when I spliced my first thing onto Arcane.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thank you. Which I could have done in Modern Masters, but I was too scared to do it back then. I just didn't draft it. I was like, I'll stay in my safe space of drafting fairies.
I get it.
But yeah, I did it for the first time. I can't remember the name of the card, but you can pay 3 mana to splice it onto something to draw a card, or you can just pay 2 to draw a card with it. So it's
I like it.
Talk about splicing that onto something.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So you get a double instance of usage out of the card, which is really fun. But slivers, yeah, if you have Sliver Queen, then you're playing 5 color slivers. But generally, the most slivers occur in red, white. Just an aggressive kind of deck as well, normally. Black, red goblins and sacrifice. This is a real deck. It's also highly aggressive because #goblins.
Munitions Expert, for instance, black red for a 1/1 flash when munitions expert enters the battlefield, you may have it deal damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the number of goblins you control.
Yeah, and this is where changelings come in again.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know.
And that it has flash. I like that quite a bit.
Oh my gosh, Bogart and Dragonheart. Let me just mention this in this archetype. It's just a 2/2 for 3, but you can sacrifice another creature. You don't have to pay any other cost, and this becomes a 4/4 flyer with haste until end of turn. I was definitely gotten by Bogart and Dragonheart, which is just a killer name. But if you have a bunch of like dumb goblins sitting around, and especially there's a 2/2 with persist or whatever, you know, just sacrifice it, make a 4/4 flyer, hit you in the
Amazing.
face for 4. This thing cost me 3 mana. Yeah, it's just out of control, but another super fun archetype.
Yeah. Also, there's the card Goat Nap.
Oh yeah,
which I don't think we've
Goat
talked about
Nap!
before, but 2 in a red, Goat Nap. That's all you need to know. I mean, also
It's called Goat Nap. What more do you want?
Exactly. Also, it's like an active treason effect, but whatever.
But you're napping a goat.
Yeah.
By the way, like it's like if it's a goat, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Is that what it says?
I think if that creature is a goat, yes, it also gets
+3.
+3/+0.
And so there you go. That's a changeling because there's no goats in this set. But surprise, every changeling is a goat, and also a mutant ninja turtle.
But not all goats are changelings.
Yeah, very true. Black green wants creatures in the yard and getting them back.
Classic green black.
Classic. That's what green black always cares about.
Put them in the yard.
But red green wants lands in your graveyard.
Say what?
That's right. Put lands in the yard and get special bonuses.
Spicy. Like for this one, for Ruination Rioter. Red green for a 2/2. When it dies, you may have it deal damage to any target equal to the number of land cards in your graveyard.
Yeah.
Spicy.
So it's pretty fun. You get some good payoffs, some good payoffs.
Yeah, everyone loves good payoffs.
Geomancer's Gambit is a card you'd be like, why am I playing this? 2 in a red for a sorcery, destroy target land. And you're like, okay, sure. But you get to go find a new one and draw a card. And so what you can do is fill up your land. Okay, one more time.
Fill up your lands with graveyard.
Take 2. Fill up your graveyard with lands. Get yourself snow permanents if that matters to you, because you might be playing a Frostwaller or something. But also draw a card. And so you've done 3 things that you want to do with this card that you're normally like, why am I even playing this? Spring Bloom Druid is super important in this format. I would argue very important in a snow deck as well to find your snow mana that you need. And you get like this flyer that's a 4/4 hasty dragon. Or does it have haste? No, I don't think it does. Maybe it does. Anyway, it's a 4/4 dragon, and you get a discount on it. Orc Scale Guardian if you have lands in your graveyard.
Oh.
It does have haste.
Spicy. Yeah,
Spoiler
5
alert.
red, 4/4 flying haste.
Yeah.
And then, as you mentioned, white, blue, blink,
yes.
soul herder, spooky art.
Gosh.
That art is
Seb
so
McKinnon.
spooky.
No, nonstop bangers.
Nonstop bangers. Whoa,
I love this art.
that art is so spooky.
Speaking of art, though, one quick second.
Yeah.
In these packs, I've got some here to talk about, are the art cards, which have replaced the promo cards. And they're just gorgeous.
Wow.
Like, I've got Sarah here, Sarah the Benevolent.
Yeah, this is Ranger Captain of Eos. Wow.
And here's Mom, Goblin Matron here.
These are really cool.
Aren't they cool?
Yeah.
They look super nice. They've got a nice shine on them, and they're collectible. There's collector numbers on the back as well as the artist's name.
Wow.
And I got a bunch of these from playing and opening so many packs, and they're just so pretty.
I like it a lot.
You could make like a little collage with all of them, and
This Sarah one is so great.
I'm just saying, like, this is a great idea, Magic, and it really highlights the art and the artists that you have in your set.
Yeah.
And I think you should do this all the time.
Where's my Seb McKinnon?
Oh, I did open that one, but I gave it
Soul Herder?
I opened Soul Herder and gave it to somebody because they're collecting
You're
them.
so nice.
I mean, it was pretty good, but they're for their collection.
Yeah.
Red Blue is drawing cards, which is obviously
Thank
what
goodness.
Red
That's all
Blue
you
always
really
wants
want to do.
And you get super cool payoffs too. There's some really powerful payoffs in the set for drawing cards.
Thank goodness. Do you know what? I've always wondered, what is more rewarding than drawing cards? And the answer is getting rewarded for drawing cards. It's more rewarding. So yeah.
Well, here you go, Megan. I found your archetype. Because Thundering Djinn is one of the payoffs. 3 blue red for a 3/4 flyer. Whenever it attacks, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. So
amazing. Thank you.
I got forward by this once. I'm just gonna say.
Yes.
And it wasn't hard.
Yes.
For them.
Yes.
And the card that I would name as cutest card, in fact, goes in this archetype.
What? I wonder what it is.
I'll tell you all in a little bit, but you've probably guessed it by now. Okay, I'll just tell you.
Okay.
It's Eye-Kite.
It is obviously Eye-Kite.
It's so
such
cute.
a little dink.
It's
oh
got
my God.
huge yellow eyes. It's a 1/2 for 2 mana. Flying.
It's very cute.
Gets +2/+0 as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, which is not hard, everybody. And
No.
you can cycle.
You get one on your upkeep. You get one for free.
One for free. You've already got one.
Yep.
Cycle a land or whatever. Look, boom, you've activated your Eye-Kite.
Oh, it's so cute. It hurts.
I know. I love this. Thank you for giving us Eye-Kite, everybody.
Yeah.
Spore Frog runner-up. A lot of people have mentioned Spore Frog.
But I like, and you know, Maria, how do you feel knowing that this time they got you?
They did get me.
They got you. They finally made an obvious cutest card that was so cute it could not be ignored.
Yeah, they did it. They did manage to do it.
Yeah. They got you. They got you good. Well, the most disgusting card is obviously Hogaak made of bugs.
Yeah, Hogaak is disgusting.
Which is the creature's full name.
Yeah.
Hogaak, comma, made of bugs.
I think it's made of an entire city.
I think it's made of like grave stuff.
Yeah. Made of grave stuff.
Yep. Hogaak, comma, made of grave stuff.
Yeah, there's also foil tokens that come in these packs, which is kind of
spicy.
fun. Oh, look at this bear. I opened Ayula, Queen Among Bears.
Oh,
She is a queen.
she is beautiful.
Look at how beautiful she is.
She really is.
So this is like there's fun little subtypes in this format too, like drafting a bears deck. That is a subtype.
I want that art. I hope that art is on one of these. That art is so beautiful.
I think it's on. I mean, maybe it's all of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
No, because there's only 54.
Oh, you're right.
So what could they be?
Hope. Oh, look, I found another one.
Ooh, who dis?
Scour all possibilities.
Oh.
This is a draw spell. You get to scry 2, draw 2.
Yeah, into it.
Or scry 2, draw 1, and then you get to flash it back or something like that. And look, a changeling token for the... I have never seen one of these before.
Yeah, very cool.
But I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've been playing on Magic Online to get ready for Grand Prix DC. Mm-hmm. And first of all, Magic Online has a makeover.
What?
Have you seen it yet?
No.
Yeah, they've redone the user interface for kind of like not every part of it, but kind of like the area that you go into, select limited, standard, modern, what do you want to play or whatever, which is easier to use and looks a little bit updated. I mean, still looks like it's from 1995, but it
Slightly up, 1996 maybe.
maybe not 1990 anymore is what I'm saying.
Also, if you're thinking to yourself, we haven't talked about Modern Constructed yet.
Yeah.
If you're thinking to yourself, though, I want to see some Modern Constructed in action, Team Modern Super League is currently happening. There's one tonight, and then next week I play with my team. Spoiler alert, I'm not prepared, and I want to do right by them.
But this is the thing about Modern. Sometimes you don't have to be the most prepared. Because it doesn't change that much.
Well,
I mean,
I'm really
maybe it will
hoping.
now.
I was going to say, like, I feel like I need to go learn how to play this Hogaak deck we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Hogaak made of grave stuff.
But yeah, that's an overview on Modern Horizons Limited. If you've drafted anything sweet, please let us know on Twitter with the hashtag #IDidIt.
Which definitely has not been used by
We'll help us filter it out.
anyone else for anything else.
It'll be fine.
No.
And yeah, I want to know what cool things you've put together and what cool things you've done. Because making Merit Lage, I went out into my car. You'll see this I'm going to do a vlog, which will come out maybe even tomorrow on our YouTube channel. But I went into my car to yell happy yells because I was so excited. It was definitely the coolest thing I've done in Magic for a long time. So
very sick.
I have Modern Horizons to thank for that.
Thanks.
Let's talk about Modern Horizons Constructed and how Modern is changing.
Holy buckets, it really is. I mean, most importantly, there is it's not quite a new Modern deck, but it's new enough.
Yeah.
It has Bridge from Below.
Yep.
Which we saw at Pro Tour 25th anniversary last summer.
Yeah.
But we haven't really seen a lot of since then.
No, it kind of has been under the radar.
People tried it and then they were like, maybe not. This is the card that's it's black, enchantment. That is not super relevant. Whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, if Bridge from Below is in your graveyard, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. When a creature is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, if Bridge from Below is in your graveyard, exile Bridge from Below.
Okay, so why am I playing this card in this deck?
Well, because you are putting so many creatures in your graveyard. You're putting so many creatures in your graveyard. That's the biggest reason.
Deal. That's the deal. So this deck uses cards like you might know the name called Bridgevine is the popular name for this deck because it's playing 4 copies of Vengevine.
Yes.
Which also is dumb and interacts with your graveyard and stuff and can just get back and beat you down.
This deck has Stitcher's Supplier. Notably, this is single black for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield or dies, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. So getting stuff into your graveyard. Insolent Neonate. This is 1 red for a 1/1 menace. Most relevantly, discard a card and sacrifice it to draw a card.
Yep.
Just getting stuff into your graveyard.
So we've got a new addition here.
Yeah.
Carrion Feeder has been added to this deck from Modern Horizons.
Yes. This is single black for a 1/1. Can't block. Sacrifice a creature. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. So again, obviously just like ways to get things into your graveyard.
Dump it into the yard. Dump it into the yard.
Dump it into the yard.
Okay, so we've got Bridge from Below that's making its zombies based on things we're putting into the yard. And we also have a couple of other new cards that are entering this deck from Modern Horizons.
Yes, we have Altar of Dementia.
Yeah, so this is a reprint, by the way. But what you can do with it, it also helps you sacrifice creatures, just like Carrion Feeder. But it's going to mill your opponent based on, the power of the sacrifice creature?
Yes.
Yeah, so this can mill people pretty quickly in this deck.
And then, most importantly, for Hogaak. Hogaak Arisen Necropolis.
So Hogaak is an 8/8 trampler, which you can't pay mana,
No.
to cast Hogaak, by the way.
No.
You can only use Convoke and Delve. Convoke, you use your creatures to help cast it, and Delve, use cards from your graveyard to help cast it. And you can cast Hogaak from your graveyard.
Yeah.
So basically it's free.
That's it.
That's Hogaak for you. And it's a perfect home in this deck because it can come into play on turn 2, I believe, in this deck.
Wow.
And if you've thought a 4/4 on turn 2 and with Hollow One was impressive, how about an 8/8 Trampler on turn 2?
Boy. And like you can also get into the place where you're like, you can sacrifice this to mill and then just recast it from your graveyard and sacrifice this to mill them and then get it back from your graveyard. What a life.
Yeah, so this deck seems super strong.
Gross.
And has taken, I want to say...
And this card is disgusting.
It's really gross. It just makes my skin crawl.
Yep, it is. I'm going to stop looking at it quite so closely because, frankly, I don't appreciate it.
I want to say there's 5 copies here in this Modern Challenge.
Just in the top 8.
Not in the top 8.
What? Yeah, here's 1 in the top 8. Okay, maybe not that many. 2...
Okay, keep it coming. 3. There's 3.
3. Okay, only 3 in the top 8. But like that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty good for a brand new deck.
Yeah.
So this deck is real, and people are starting to get a little bit worried about it.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame anyone for. So we're gonna keep our eye on it, and I'm sure Wizards is too, to see if this thing ends up being too strong.
Yeah. We also get to see friend from War of the Spark, Narset.
Yes.
Is in the winning deck of the Modern Challenge. So this is a control deck, a blue-white control deck. It has Jace the Mind Sculptor. It has more copies of Narset Parter of Veils
than Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay.
I love it.
That's great.
I love it. Has one of each of the Teferis. Big T, one Big T, one little T.
Little T.
Some snaps, obviously, Snapcaster Mages. Vendilion Click. And then the classic, like card draw, some counter spells, some kill spells.
Yeah, it's got Dovin's Veto now, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Pretty nice. Factor Fiction.
Blast Zone is one of the lands that it's running now, too, which seems really good.
Pretty sick.
And, of course, Force of Negation.
Oh, that's right. How many copies of Force of Negation?
2 Force of Negation.
Yeah.
So that's interesting because people were wondering about this card. Would it end up being playable or good enough for these blue control decks? Well, this thing that took it down has 2 copies in there. Meghan,
2 copies.
How do you feel about just countering somebody's spell for free?
100. I feel 100% about it.
I just wish you to stop with 100. I feel 100 about it.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
I think blue-white control in Modern now has the tools to be a real tier 1 deck.
Yeah, I mean, and it's been dancing around the fringes of it for a while now. There have been times when it has been better and times when it has been worse, but hopefully now it's always better.
So maybe this is what you should play.
You know what? You don't have to ask me twice.
When is your match in the Team Modern Super League?
Next week.
Next week.
Oh
boy.
I do feel like I'm gonna have to practice a lot with this to have the prowess. Prowess to play this deck,
because your Modern deck has been taking turns.
I've played taking turns quite a bit. I've played
Titan Shift,
quite a bit of Titan Shift.
Yeah,
those are my favorites. I've played a little. The now appears to be dead forever Grishelbrand.
Oh,
I loved that deck.
Why is Grishelbrand dead though?
I don't know, man. I mean, with Force of Negation, there's an obvious answer.
Well,
which is that you just get wrecked by that.
People are like, London Mulligan equals Grishelbrand being amazing, right?
Literally no one played it at that Pro Tour.
I know, it's so weird.
0 copies.
It's because everyone was so scared of graveyard hate.
Oh.
But I don't know. I don't want to say that it's buried just yet.
Yeah. Hogaak, made of graveyards.
Another card people have been talking about too is Seasoned Pyromancer.
Oh yeah,
as being one of the best cards to come out of Modern Horizons, and its ability and its flashback ability are just really strong. We don't see any of it here in this top 8 from this Modern Challenge, but it is something to think about.
I do want to point out this mono red deck.
Yeah. What? Wait. What?
Yeah.
You're pointing out a mono red.
I mean,
deck?
Look, I'm not saying anyone should play it, but. Right, we've seen Arclight Phoenix in these Phoenix specific decks, but we have I have not yet seen it in this mono red deck that has Arclight Phoenix,
okay,
Bedlam Reveler, Monastery Swift Spear and Soulscar Mage is like the usual like little 1-drops, but then like the Bedlam Reveler, which is the 8 mana 3/4.
Yeah.
But it costs 1 less to cast for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. And when it enters the battlefield, discard your hand and draw 3 cards. So obviously you're just trying to cast it when you have no cards in hand for like 2 red. A lot of like the classic, it has a Finale of Promise, but then it has a lot of the classic, you know, Lightning Bolt, Forked Bolt, Lava Spike. Has 4 copies of Light Up the Stage.
Wow.
Right?
This deck is wild. Okay, yeah. I'm into it.
So I think that deck is pretty sick.
Humans appears a couple of times in this top 8 because humans will never go away.
Gosh, I really wish they would.
Keep printing humans, so like what can you do about it?
Yeah.
And Death Shadow. Welcome back.
Yeah, that's right. 2 copies of Little T in this Death Shadow deck.
Okay.
Sure. Why the heck not?
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I also appreciate that this one has Jace Vern's Prodigy in it.
And 2 copies of Unearth, which is a card that we've added with Modern Horizons.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of cool. Like if you're able to deal with their angler or whatever, they're like, I will bring it back.
This doesn't bring back an angler.
Oh, wait, what is
CMC,
it? Oh, 3 or less.
3 or less.
Oh, okay, so Death Shadow.
Yeah, but you can get back Death Shadows. You can get back Jaces.
Okay.
You can get back Snaps.
That seems like value.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're already seeing innovation here in this, like, you know, mere days after the first point you're able to play Modern Horizons on Magic Online.
And Maria, earlier you told me your spicy take is we have not seen the end of new decks.
No, we have not. We haven't. We've barely seen the beginning, man.
Wow. The future unfurls before us.
So like we said, we're going to keep our eye on this stuff because this is really cool to see this format. That's, you know, what we think of kind of as an eternal format. And
things
going through changes.
Shake.
Things don't shank it very often.
No, things don't shake Modern very often at all. Things don't shake it up that often.
No, but Modern Horizons
shanked good now.
Modern Horizons shanking up Modern since 2019.
That's right. Previews for Magic 2020 are already here.
This is blowing my mind.
Which sounds like when Magic has perfect vision. Magic 2020. Welcome to Dateline 2020.
Oh, man. I used to watch 2020 all the time with Barbara Walters.
Nice.
When I was far too young to be watching such a program.
I believe that. I remember trying to watch 60 Minutes as a kid and being like, why is this literally the longest and most boring show in the history of television?
It's literally 60 minutes.
It's literally just 60 minutes of like dry news. I was like, what is this? I remember as a kid just being like, as a little like thing is like going, I was just like, it can never go fast enough.
Oh, the clock.
Yeah.
Tick, 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 tick. Yeah, I watched 2020, Dateline, all of these programs that filled my young mind with many terrors of the world.
Oh, same.
Because that's what they did.
And then I watched Wishbone, which does the same thing.
Wishbone. Wait. Oh, Wishbone.
Oh, Wishbone.
What's the story, Wishbone? Well, what's the story here? How do you like that segue? Send me my trophy.
Nice work.
These Chandras have been previewed for Magic 2020.
That's right. There is not one Chandra in Magic.
No.
2020. There's not 2.
M20. That sounds less
M20.
weird.
There are 3 Chandras in M20.
So far.
3 Chandras.
I mean,
the story of Chandra.
This is going to be a Chandra set.
There is the uncommon Chandra.
Okay. So we're getting uncommon planeswalkers now. It's a thing. Continuing.
Chandra, Novice Pyromancer.
Okay.
3 in a red. For a legendary planeswalker Chandra, 5 loyalty, a +1 elementals you control get +2/+0 until end of turn.
Okay.
-1 add red. -2 Chandra Novice Pyromancer deals 2 damage to any target.
Though this is interesting because she's uncommon and she also has a plus ability.
Yeah, she has a plus and 2 minuses.
Wow.
Yeah, and no static.
Okay, interesting.
Then we have Chandra Acolyte of Flame.
So she's a little older in this art.
Also, I love this art.
This is beautiful.
This is so great.
I love her haircut.
Yeah. 1 red for 4 loyalty. 0, put a loyalty counter on each red planeswalker you control, which is also includes herself, I assume. 0, create 2 1/1 red elemental creature tokens. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. -2, you may cast target instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard. If that card would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead.
So they're working together.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Elementals.
And then we have Chandra Awakened Inferno.
Wow.
4 red. This is the mythic version.
Okay.
6 loyalty. This does have static. This spell can't be countered.
Wow.
+2, each opponent gets an emblem with, at the beginning of your upkeep, this emblem deals 1 damage to you.
Okay.
So you can just stack emblems on people.
I'm just going to keep plussing this and giving you, oh, wow.
Emblems. -3, Chandra Awakened Inferno deals 3 damage to each non-elemental creature.
Nice.
So just like
wipe it.
This reminds me of, there was the 6 mana Chandra that went in control decks.
Which one?
Jeskai control and blue-red control.
Oh, okay.
That would plus to make the 2/3/1 elementals, but then it could minus.
That's right.
To deal damage to creatures.
Wow. Okay.
So look, I see this.
This card is very
yes. Anyways, and -X, Chandra Awakened Inferno deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. If a permanent dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead.
Yeah.
Sick.
Seems very good.
Very cool.
Can't be countered.
Wow. But a lot of people are like, what's going on? And then other people are like, I understand it's 3 evolutions. It's Chandra. It's 3 versions. It's Chandra growing up, man.
It's her Pokemon evolution.
Exactly. I love it.
This is cool. And you know what this says to me too is we've been seeing a lot of Chandra recently.
Yes.
The comic.
Yeah.
The new show on Netflix has Chandra in the key art.
Yeah.
And here's 3 Chandras in M20.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to think Chandra is the new face of Magic and not Jace.
Yes. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Some people have also speculated maybe though in this set we might see this for more than
That's
what
true.
if we see this for Chandra, but also for Jace, also for a Johnny now, I suppose.
We could.
Yeah. Maybe.
Wow.
Remains to be seen.
Okay.
But if only we could just say for sure that Chandra is the new face of Magic, I'd be very happy.
Yeah, I think we might be moving in that direction.
Yes.
And by the way, we have a preview card.
Yeah, we do.
But we can't tell you about it just yet.
Coming at you in the future.
But I'm going to say this. It's good. It's not bad.
Wow.
It is a good card.
Maria giving you.
There you go.
Giving you a whole lot of info here. It's not bad.
We have a preview card. It's not a bad card. It's a pretty good card.
You never know sometimes.
Yeah, but M20 previews already starting. I feel like we just finished Modern Horizons previews, and that's because the previous season was so long because they previewed every card.
Yeah.
But wow, I'm here for it actually.
Me too. All of the people that are complaining.
Why? You're getting more new cool stuff.
You hate holidays?
We're also super biased because we have a podcast where we have to talk about Magic stuff.
It's true, and it does make it very exciting. It makes it very exciting and a lot easier to be like, what are we talking about this week? There are new cards.
Okay, great.
But also, do you not like holidays? Get over yourself.
I'm wheezing.
Yeah, you are. Are you okay?
It's time for Flavor Text Theater, Modern Horizon style.
Ooh, all right. Movie pitches?
Movie pitches.
One of the classics.
We're going to open an art card in here and maybe a Hogaak, which is like selling for $40 as of the recording of this episode.
Wow.
If I can open this thing. There we go. These packs are also backwards.
Yeah.
By the way, so let's look at our art card.
Our art card.
Oh, it's another Goblin Matron. Goblin Matron, and our token is a bear or a zombie.
Cute. I love it.
Cool.
I love it.
Okay, and we're gonna mix them up here.
All right.
So we don't know where the rare is. The Hogaak in this case. I'm looking forward to it. And we're gonna pitch you movies here. So if you're a producer of a big studio, get ready to give us a call. So far, we've never been called for any of these movies, and we have actually created a few ones that I think are actually good.
that actually have legs.
Yes.
Okay, this is the story of a witch, and she wants is friends, but no one will be her friend because she's a witch.
Yeah.
And
classic.
this is a classic, like slightly old timey fantasy type of land where people are just like, witch is bad.
Yeah.
And so she puts out bird feeders to try and get birds to come and be her friends.
Yeah.
But instead she realizes like all of her magic corrupts all of the food. And so instead she gets like giant vultures and other, spooky birds. And then one day she realizes that it's not just like vultures. It's just like literal, like, it's not quite like the angel of death, but it's like the giant birds of death, and they offer to carry her away to essentially like the underworld or like the land of death to have an adventure there. And she goes.
That's
and she has
cool.
an adventure in the underworld.
This sounds very like My Neighbor Totoro or something. Like that's what I want to see it.
It is. It's
by
like,
Studio
like a
Ghibli.
slightly spookier version of that. Yes. Carrion feeder.
That's cool. I would watch that animation.
Yeah.
That'd be very pretty. This one is a classic tale of a young upstart lad who wants to join the army in like Sparta or something. You know what I mean? It's like a Spartan society where the army is a big deal. And if you're in it, you're really cool. But he can't because he's got a disability of some sort that won't let him be recruited into the army. We'll say like, I don't know, there's a problem with his leg, but you work it out, film directors. And so all of his friends, all of his buddies, family members are going off to join this army to fight this big battle that they've been preparing for their whole lives. Like the society is like, this is very important to beat this other society that's coming in and, you know, going to take us over and ruin our way of life. We'll call them the cracks. This is also, you can change it.
Nope, that one's locked in.
So they're like, we're gonna fight the cracks, and he goes to the he goes to the recruitment office.
Keep going,
you know,
though.
and he's like, I'm ready to be recruited, but they're like, no, sorry, you have a leg problem. Go stay home. And he goes and stays home, and he's very sad because all of his friends are out fighting the cracks, and the war is very hard. And he just and they're losing. So he's like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go behind the front lines and figure out a way to beat the cracks, even though I have this problem. They wouldn't recruit me into the army. And when he gets back, though, he realizes, you know, what we all know that he realizes, that in fact the cracks are the good guys and his own society is the bad guys.
No.
The entire time. And they were just doing bad things, but he'd been raised to think that they were doing the good things. And anyway,
classic.
He helps the cracks take down the bad society and gets his friends on his side after, you know, much finagling and realizing that everything they had ever known was a lie. And he grows up to be the new leader of the prosperous cracks plus his society. I'm really regretting my name choice here. And yeah.
Come see my improv group.
What's it called?
Prosperous Cracks.
The name of this film is, of course, Recruit the Worthy.
Nice.
Recruit the Worthy.
Nice.
But yeah.
Okay, this is another kind of mystical tale of these. We'll say it's a pair of siblings who grow up on the coast. And
the town they live in is called Cracks.
No. They grow up on the coast, and one day their parents just disappear the way that so many other adults in this town have disappeared.
I'm
so it's
into
slowly
it.
becoming like a town of children.
Cool.
And also they're all like sad because all of their parents, they know just like one day they're going to wake up and their parents have disappeared. And they realize that there's always been like, they've never been allowed to go into the ocean because off in the distance, instead of like fading away into a beautiful blue horizon, it like fades away into like this like shadow that lays on the horizon. And so this brother and sister, their parents disappear. And instead of like all the other kids just being sad, they're like, we're gonna go find them, and we think that the best way to find them is to sail into the ocean. So they build themselves a boat and they go out there, and sure enough, it is similar to the other one, like a dark forest.
Cool.
Out there, it turns out, and it's one that's like, it's not on land, but right, like the trees grow straight up from the water, and like up in the canopy is full of like nightmare creatures that have been stealing adults away, not only from their own town, but they've been stealing away, it turns out, like people from all over
Adults?
the place. And some places they take adults, and some places like they take the kids. And they So and because they're little nightmares, they harvest all of the dreams of the people that they've stolen. Ooh. So that they can have like bright dreams to run around in. And so they get their parents back in waterlogged grove.
Ooh, that's spooky. And also great pull. Nice rare.
Nice rare. Beautiful rare
Horizon land. This film is about a young woman whose job it is to go into people's houses. This is magical realism here. And who've had a recent terrible thing happen to them, some kind of tragedy. It could be a death in the family. It could be somebody lost their job. It's something dark. And her job is to go in, and what she does is she cleans their house. So she goes in with her bucket and her mop, and she mops things up. And what this does is erase the memory of whatever bad thing happened to that person. And so
Spooky.
it's kind of like a little ritual that leaves them without that. And it's really creepy because, you know, she goes in, it's very dark and depressing work to have to do this. But at the end, the person seems happy and everything. But it's kind of a little weird because that just chunk of their brain is now gone. This is like, what is it called? Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind situation here, but she's doing it physically. And in doing so, in her bucket is where all the bad things live. And she has to keep it in her room, and sometimes they come out and talk to her and like talk about their lives and how they've been erased.
This has been like a really spooky
I know it has!
round of flavor text theater.
Anyway, it's called Scour All Possibilities.
Ooh, I like it.
So you want something
I like it.
dark, but also like sad but nice. I don't know.
You remember The Happening where like
Oh, do I?
like angry trees used pollen to make people jump off buildings?
Yeah.
That's
That's this one?
Yes, except that instead of like pollen, it's that the rumbling of the earth that like uses sound waves to convince people to jump off buildings. It's called Nature's Chant.
Yeah. I'm back in. I actually saw The Happening in theaters, and it was one of my favorite theatrical experiences because everybody at some point in the theater got on board with the fact that this is the worst movie any of us had ever seen at any point in our lives in a theater. And everyone just started laughing at it from that point on. And so it became a comedy halfway through, which was kind of fun.
Wait, I have another one really quickly.
Yeah.
This is, you know The Hungry Caterpillar?
Yeah.
Same thing, but this is called The Gluttonous Slug.
That's a great book. The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
The Gluttonous Slug.
This one is going to be short. This is like a Scared Straight program for kids in middle school. Like, don't do drugs. This is DARE. And what happens is in this film is kids who do drugs, they forget how to spell, and so they all fail. they all fail their homeworks because they can't spell anymore.
They forget how to spell.
And so, like, the kids that can spell can continue on to a great life, and the kids who can't spell just, suck at everything in spell snuff.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This is another fantasy.
Okay.
And in this one, there's a princess who is about to ascend to the throne in like the next couple of years, and she knows that. And the problem is that there has been like a curse on her country for a very long time. And she knows like they need to break the curse soon because like people are dying. There seems to like always be war on their borders.
Yeah.
Everything. And she's told like, oh, the answers, like this has happened in the past. Oh. And you can solve it if you go back and you look at all of like go read through our histories and see how the last time that this happened this was solved. And so she goes and she finds the histories of this place, but it turns out that the people whoever placed the curse also in the histories changed it. So there's both the true things that happened in the past, but then there are also places where it has lied. And in this history book, and she has to determine like which were actually the true things that happened to solve these problems, and which ones are actually the lies that were planted in there. Because if she does what the lies tell her to do, like things will get worse. But she has to figure out what the truths are. It's called Fact or Fiction.
Ooh, Fact or Fiction. This film is a Disney film animation about African animals and especially a herd of elephants, and they have always been made fun of by all the other animals in the forest. Jungle. And they're like, haha, you're the elephants. What good are you? All you can do is eat a peanut with your with your nose. And then the elephants are like, wait, our noses are so great for eating peanuts. Maybe they're good for other things. And they start a forest band. And so they start a big band and everyone comes to the dance. They probably solve a bigger problem than that. But basically what I'm telling you is go watch Trumpeting Herd. Because watching elephants play trumpets with their noses would be a delight. Call me Disney.
Okay, this is a sequel to This Is Spinal Tap, but many years later. It's called Rock's Veteran.
Yeah.
Rock Veteran. Okay.
We've all been waiting for it. This is a film. I don't know what this is about. This is probably a sequel to the Scared Straight film for kids. Mm-hmm. And this is one of, you don't do mushrooms or you'll turn into a spore frog.
Okay, this is a sequel, one of the many sequels to Ice Age.
Oh.
Where they all did get frozen, and then it's contemporary time and they all thaw out. So it's the same people having an adventure, but now in glacial revelation.
Ooh, this film is about one where the society throws young women into volcanoes as sacrifices. But what she finds out when she gets in there is that she doesn't die, but in fact becomes one with the volcano and becomes a kind of a creature inside the volcano. And there's other women in there who have also become volcano creatures, and they all one day decide to exit the volcano and take down the society that had the tradition of throwing young women into volcanoes.
As they should.
An igneous elemental.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
There you go. Those are your movie pitches. I think any of them would be at least okay for cable television.
Yes.
So at the very least, okay. So, give us a call. Big thanks to our sponsor, Ultra Pro, for helping us out and sponsoring our show. And they've got some of the coolest stuff in the Magic biz.
That's right. Whether you want deck boxes, sleeves, dices. I said it.
Which is the plural of dice, of course.
Absolutely. You can get it like these beautiful boxes that Maria has right here.
Yeah, M2 deck box holds 75 double sleeve cards and it's magnetic closures. It's got a little component area for your dice or whatever else you want, and a huge area for your deck. These things are great.
Nice.
But also, something really hot right now from Ultra Pro is all of the Japanese Planeswalker stuff.
That's right. It's so good.
So you're using Japanese Planeswalker sleeves on Arena.
Yes.
Who do you have?
I love them. I have
You have Kaya? Yeah.
I love it so much. I love them.
Imagine if you could use them in real life,
I'm
Meghan.
I'm going to. And I love the Tameo ones. It was so difficult to choose.
Great.
I have so far stayed away from like the customization pieces on Arena.
They're getting you.
But those Kaya sleeves and the Tameo sleeves, it's what I want. It's what I want.
So if you like them on Arena, you'll probably like them in real life too. And Ultra Pro has all of your Japanese Planeswalker art needs. They've got playmats, they've got sleeves. They look beautiful, whatever ones you love the most. They've got Seb McKinnon art on playmats as well.
Get spooked.
So like anything you want from new sets, they've got it. Ultra Pro, awesome stuff available, of course, at cardkingdom.com/GLHF.
All right, you chumps, that's our show.
Thanks for listening, and remember to sign up to become a patron at patreon.com/GLHF Magic anytime. You know what? The website's always open for
That's
business.
right.
And
the internet. Sometimes it closes, but not our website.
Not our website. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined since last time, and welcome to anybody who joins us this time. It really does make our day whenever we see somebody new join the family. And of course to Ultra Pro and Card Kingdom for being amazing sponsors, and to everybody who just listens, because without you, we would just be screaming into the void.
Yeah.
And what would that
accomplish?
And
I do that enough in the rest of my life.
So at least not today too. Remember to check out our stuff anywhere fine podcasts are found. Our website is goodluckhighfive.com. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got an Instagram, we've got a MySpace, we've got another YouTube channel, youtube.com/GLHF Board Games. If you're also into board gaming, we put a new review up there every single week with our game guy Nicholas, which is really fun. So check that out.
Say hi, Nicholas.
Hey, everybody.
Nicholas is over in the corner, so we had to give him a shout out. Normally we would never talk about it.
We would never talk about it.
But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. See you on the flippity flop.
And as Domri says, be well, my pigs.